This video is brought to you by Bang Energy Drinks. Our drinks hit loud, so your guns don't have to. I'm just kidding. They didn't sponsor this, but this is good. This is a great excuse maker. So if you're out shooting with your buddies and you start missing, you're like, oh, it's because of this. Anyways, we are here today talking about the Dead Air Ghost M. This is a 45 caliber pistol suppressor, but you can also use it on sub guns and anything up to 300 blackout subsonic. So a very versatile suppressor. We're going to be taking a look at it today. Absolutely amazing with the Beretta M9A3. Very cool little setup here. So we're going to be going in the depth. We'll go over specs. I'll show you the long configuration. This is the short configuration of the can. That's right, it does get even quieter, but that could be subjective, and we'll be taking a look at it. Should be a lot of fun today. Alright, so we're going to do a quick test. I'm going to fire 5 rounds unsuppressed. I have a decibel meter on my phone. No, it's not quite as high tech as a lot of the other channels, but we've been over this before on the Paladin 5 video. I took some of your suggestions and downloaded what seemed to be the best app based on ratings in the App Store, and I'll throw that information down in the description. So we're going to fire 5 rounds unsuppressed using the Beretta M9A3. Then we're going to fire 5 rounds suppressed with the Ghost M in the short configuration, and then we'll fire 5 rounds with it in the long configuration. I am wearing hearing protection for the unsuppressed shots. From everything I have seen so far, I'm comfortable not wearing ears during the suppressed portion of it, but I am using 124 grain ammo that's right there at the subsonic supersonic barrier, so it'll be interesting to see what variation we get, because that can be influenced by humidity, elevation, temperature, all that stuff. So we're going to do the unsuppressed shots. I'll read the decibel readings out to you as we go, so it should be interesting. All right, we're going to go ahead and do the 5 shots unsuppressed and see what we get here. Decibel meter's running. I'll fire the shot. I'll read to you what the loudest noise is. Undoubtedly going to be the Beretta. And if you have issues with the way I'm doing this, feel free. It's my first time doing any kind of decibel testing. Again, I'm making do with what I can with my phone. I'd love to be able to do more down the road. But we'll go ahead. Shot number 1. 157.9. Shot 2. 156.4. Shot 3. 152.4. Shot 4. 147.8. And shot 5. 148.9. We'll go ahead and put the short configuration of the can. We'll repeat the test and see what we get. All right, now I've got the Ghost M in the short configuration, same ammunition, 5 rounds. I'll read the loudest decibel reading to you after each shot. So we'll go ahead and proceed. 129.8. 128.9. 128.2. Oh, almost forgot to have it running there. 129 even. And 126 on the last shot. So interesting. Yeah, it's not too hot. I'll go ahead and get this thing switched over to the long configuration, and we'll repeat the test. All right, so I went ahead and I put the longer section on there. Hopefully you guys can see where the seam is there. Definitely extends it a bit. Looks kind of ridiculous, but I'm gonna find out if it makes a difference. I'll be shocked to know. So again, I'm doing this the best way I know how. Should be interesting though. So let's go ahead and begin. $127.3. $128.7. $125.2. $124.8. And $123.9. Very cool. I'm not sure what to make of that. So, more knowledgeable suppressor people, please feel free to let me know what your thoughts are. I'm going to go ahead and compile those numbers and put them up so it's easier to look at. It'll help me to write them out and kind of compare. So, I get ADD. I've already kind of forgotten what the other ones were. So here's what we have. As you can see, this is in its long configuration. There's the eroded wipe I was telling you about down there. And then down here, it does come with the piston spring. You just need the actual piston to go in there. So this is rated for 45 ACP, 357 mag, 9mm. Looks like 30 carbine, 300 blackout, subsonic only. So it does specify subsonic, so I'm not sure what would happen if you shot supers through it. Energy rating, 850 foot-pounds, bore diameter 45 ACP. Length in the short configuration is 6.2 inches, in the long configuration 8.75. Long one for the win, right? Diameter 1.375, weight in the short configuration 9.6 ounces, weight in the long configuration, well, this is basically like a cold one, even 12 ounces. Made out of stainless steel, titanium, and aluminum. It has a Cerakote body with nitride attachments, and with stainless steel baffles, it says you do not have to worry about overworking the Ghost M. This is straight from Dead Air's website. I'll link to it in the description. MSRP $949. We sell them cheaper at the shop. Barrel restrictions, none. Full auto rated, yes. So very cool there. Like I said, I'll link to Dead Air's page for this in the description of the video. So very cool. If you wanted to change the configuration, you just unscrew here, take this end cap, put it down there. Very cool. So, and it is user serviceable, which is awesome. You can also shoot 22 long rifle through it, which I think we should probably do next on the SR22 and have a good time with it there. So I also brought out a couple other guns that we're going to play with, just to see. You know, it's not very often I get the opportunity to shoot a pistol can on the Hungry Handgunner channel. So we're going to have a good time with it, and before it has to go back home. So I think next up we'll do the SR22. Who doesn't love rimfire goodness? And we'll throw this bad boy on there in the long configuration just to be ridiculous. I think we need to take a second and just appreciate that monstrosity. So here we are, Ruger SR22, Dead Air Ghost M. So I got people that if I hit the target, they say, guys, can't hear the suppressor. And then, you know, if I shoot in the dirt, I'm like, well, you can't shoot what you aim at. So I don't know. If I hit, that's because I was trying to. If I don't hit, that's just because we're trying to see how quiet it is. There are no misses on this channel. So let's have a good time. It's very quiet. Very quiet indeed. Pleasantly quiet. Oh no! Time for a reload. For those that are wondering, I am shooting some CCI standard velocity, 1070 feet per second. I'm sure that's out of a rifle. We're probably not getting that out of the pistol. But either way, pleasantly quiet out of this SR22 with the suppressor on there. So we'll load this sucker up real quick. Suppressed 22s, I think, are one of the most fun things about shooting in general. They're quiet. You can carry on conversations while you do it. Just makes life it's just one of those things in life that makes you sit back and say, this is great. So let us proceed. I can hit the target. I'm just trying to get a feel for how quiet it is. Very cool. Actually got a hit on the last round of the mag. That doesn't happen very often on the channel. Let's put it, ooh, it does heat up a little bit, even with 22s. That was what, about 20 rounds? And I mean, it's tolerable. It's not too hot to hold, but it does heat up a bit more than the Paladin 5. Again, Paladin 5 is the only thing I really have to compare it to at this point, and it's rated for 5.56. So there is that, but for being as large of a bore diameter as this is compared to the Paladin 5, which again 5.56 is basically a 22 diameter, and this is, well, much larger, I'm actually surprised with how quiet this actually is on here. So keep that in mind if you're looking at this as a catch-all can. Warning, a Taco Has a Gun was asking about 9mm versus 22 can. This might be a good option and save on tax stamps. So yeah, special little shout out for you, bud, just because you were asking and I was coming out here to make this video today. So there is that. Let's try it on some other 9s. So you know those moments in life where everything comes together and you're like, man, it almost looks like I was preparing for this moment. This is one of those moments. This is my CZ P01 Urban Gray. For those of you that don't know, Urban Gray is the color scheme, which is kind of FDE gray. It's weird. Some people love it, some people hate it. But it also comes with a little bit of an extended mag. So like this one normally holds 14 rounds, the Urban Gray version 16. You also have suppressor height sights and a threaded barrel. So it's a suppressor ready gun. It's getting its first time with a suppressor today. So very cool. I buy a lot of guns with threaded barrels. Just I do plan on getting a 9mm suppressor at some point, so this is kind of cool. We'll give her a go. Let's see if we can see over this can with these sights. The answer is yes. Let's see here. Obviously hitting the target okay. She's quiet. The steel's not, but the can is. Last round. Let's do it. Double action. Hey, Callie's out here. Alright, so just to show you, some dogs are sensitive to gunfire. Come here. Callie is a little puppy. Oh, say hi to the camera. Look, what's this? She's just a little puppy, and she's growing. And that's so quiet that not only was she not afraid, she came right over here towards the sound of gunfire to see what I was doing. So, one of the kids probably lit her out. Anyway, we have 1 round left loaded. Let's see what we can do one-handed. Far still silhouette, about 35 yards away. Double action. Of course I missed. Callie, she's trying to chase the bullet. All right, so there's that. We're gonna try another 9mm, see how it goes. Let's see, Glock or 509. We're gonna give it a whirl on the FN 509T. It's an MHS gun. I love that pistol. So out here with the FN 509T. Love this gun. Links in the description to my reviews on these pistols. One quick note, now this one does have suppressor height sights and they will allow you to see over the can, so there is that. But the red dot is a great way to also be able to see over the can, and with all the benefits that go along with that, there'll be a link floating around on the merits of pistol red dots, at least as I see them, along with some quasi-scientific testing of the concept. But let's shoot. She's going nuts trying to get this brass. What are you doing, pup? All right. You want me to shoot? I think the funniest thing is that the dog is actually wanting me to shoot. That's funny. Now I'd be remiss if I didn't come out here and do some rounds through the Glock. You may have seen a short where I was doing that. That was a lot of fun. I've got, I think, 15 rounds or so in here. Trying to monitor my subsonic ammo situation a little bit. This should be fun. So conversely, you notice all the different things we shot. We're just not getting the Glock out. Some Glock fanboy I am. But anyway, let's have a good time with it. And our first malfunction. Interesting. Piston seems to be operating just fine. Could be this Glock, you just never know. Another failure to feed there. Another failure to feed. Come on, Glock, what's going on here? Well, interesting. So, there's that. And right after I was about to say, you see how reliably everything's run with the can on it. To be fair, of everything I've shot today, this is the only gun with an aftermarket threaded barrel. So I know correlation doesn't equal causation, whatever. So be that as it may. We're gonna shoot the rest of these, hopefully problem free. Let's put one in the dirt. Didn't eject the spit one there. Failure to feed all the way. Failure to feed. Another failure to feed. Holy shit, did we cycle? Let's find out. Well, we got 2 in a row without manually chambering. Interesting. That'll be the last one. Find out. Didn't eject empty. Well, up until this point, excuse me. Up until this point, it's run reliably. Yeah, one more pistol we're going to try this on. It is no stranger to the channel, and today will be a very cool time taking this thing out because I do not get to shoot this very often because it doesn't seem like a good use of ammo typically. Today, however, perfect use of ammo. More knowledgeable suppressor shooters, you guys may know something I'm completely overlooking. So, piston seems good. It's moving freely on the spring there. So, who knows? We're gonna try this last one. All right, so I don't really know what to expect here, but this is my CZ Scorpion Evo 3 S1. So it came with a faux suppressor on there, which I took off. So there it is. I put the can in the short configuration. We're gonna try it both ways, but I wanted to try a few rounds in the short configuration because that makes this a very easy handling firearm the way it's set up. So we'll give it a go here. Don't anticipate any reliability issues out of this particular gun just because it has been very reliable. We are getting some supersonic crack. I kind of wondered about that. It's almost an 8-inch barrel, so it Could very well be enough to get those rounds over the supersonic threshold. Now, we are going to try it in the long configuration and see how that goes. Do this on the fly, make sure it's clear, blah, 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 all the safeties, all that good safety stuff. Go ahead, unscrew your end cap. That's why I only fired a few rounds. I didn't want it to get too hot and not be able to do this without taking another breather here. When you unscrew your end cap, there is that last baffle. Sometimes it sticks to the cap, sometimes it doesn't. Make sure that's with it. Go ahead and get your long section here. You're going to thread that in there. It only adds a few inches, but a few inches can make a difference. But we're going to go ahead and get that in there. And then you put your end cap with your final baffle. Screw that down. Lots of threads, lots of screwing. That's 2 jokes in less than a minute. Hey, come on. Anyway, now let's get back to doing some shooting. And as you can see, it doesn't really add that much. I mean, well, I guess it depends on how much 3 inches means to you. Wow, I'm on it, man. So anyway, we're gonna see what that'll do there. Make sure, yep. Definitely getting a supersonic crack to it. Deal breaker? I don't know. Either way, I think that's a valuable addition to this setup. That is really cool right there. So now we do the important takeaway part of the video. Is the Dead Air Ghost M right for you? I don't know. That depends on you. So the downside to suppressor ownership, suppressor purchases and things like that is the NFA, right? National Firearms Act 1934, $200 tax stamp, sit around, wait for them to decide that it's okay to have this basically car muffler miniaturized to go on your gun to make it a little bit quieter, preserve your hearing, all that good stuff. So that is the big no-no, right? Like, I think a lot of people would be more into having suppressors if that didn't exist. Me personally, orange isn't my color. I don't want to go to prison, so I play by the rules and I bitch very loudly while doing so. So there is that. As far as the flexibility of the can, right? So my mindset on suppressors may be different than a lot of other folks. Being of limited financial means, I want a suppressor that's going to do the most things possible. So you have universal suppressors, the Hybrid 46 from Silencer Co., the Gemtech The One, Griffin Armament has one called the Brushwhacker 46. All these things are multi-cal, universal suppressors, variety of attachment, things like that. The issue comes in when you make them big enough and heavy enough to deal with things like 4570, they get a little bit ridiculous on 22s, right? Even the Griffin Armament Paladin 5, when you throw that, which is a 5.56 can, when you put that on a 22, it's long, it's heavy, it's overbuilt for 22. So there is some of that. I mean, it's perfectly serviceable. You guys have seen countless videos of me shooting it, but there is that. So from that kind of do a bunch of things, multi-tool type approach, I think that the Ghost M is a great suppressor. Now, obviously I haven't tried it on 45, but based on how it's done with 9 today, I've been very impressed with that. And the fact that it still quiets down 22 very well. For most shooters, I see this being a good thing. Now, obviously, if you're a 300 blackout person, part of the appeal of 300 blackout is the subsonic ammo, and it's rated for that as well. So you could, in essence, if 300 blackout subs is your go-to, you know, kind of like the AR-15 and 5.56 is for me, if that's your go-to rifle, then this would be a great can for doing a bunch of things, especially if you're into 9mm or 45s. The other side of it is, with Henry with their Model X 357, and this being rated for that, and by consequence 38 special out of the 357. I think that would be a lot of fun. Fortunately, don't have a Model X to try it on, but there is that. So way off in the comments with your opinion on the suppressor. I've been very impressed with it today. I did the best I could with the decibel testing. I hope that helps somewhat, and I don't know how accurate it is. If it measured the change accurately between unsuppressed and suppressed, that alone would be enough to kind of demonstrate, at least to me. I don't expect that to have the same quality of sound measurement that labs and these standalone decibel meters and whatnot do. But it's the best I could do at the moment. Huge thank you to my patrons and channel members. You guys rock. There's always links in the description if you want to help out with the channel. That money gets turned around for loading up subsonic ammo to do videos like this and to buy decibel meter apps for the phone. So all that good stuff gets turned around right back to the channel. Guys, stay safe, keep shooting, and I'll see you next time.